Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Rob Helt, and we are here for the very first episode of the Retro Wrestling Review World Class Championship Wrestling Podcast. And I could not do this without my co-host coming alongside of me from California, the sunny, beautiful southern part. Here he is, none other than Scottie Wince. Scott, what's going on?
Not much, buddy. How about yourself?
Man, I am doing good. You know, we're recording this. It's the first episode. I'm breaking out the Di Serrano Velvet Cream Liqueur. I'm going to pour me a glass and get ready for 45 minutes of nonstop action coming to you from 1982. Where were you in 82, Scotty?
In February? No, May. May of 82. I was 1.5 years old.
All right, so you were still rocking the Pampers?
Yeah.
Still doing the Pampers. All right. Were you into wrestling at that point?
Sir?
Were you into wrestling at that point?
At 2 years old? No. I don't remember nothing.
Wrestling with yourself to try to learn to walk.
Well, that and trying to get some milk, you know what I mean?
Well, absolutely hungry, 10 million strong and growing. All right. So, hey, this is May 8th, 1982. Now, look, we're going to take World Class all the way through. We're going to go week by week. We're going to do a watch along. We're going to talk about it. I could have started 20 weeks earlier when World Class first began. Before this, they were big time wrestling. But I chose to go with this because this falls right in the middle of one of the hottest periods in the history of World Class Championship Wrestling. They're under the direction of Fritz Von Erich now. The Dallas territory was revolutionizing their televised wrestling. And the Sportatorium was packed. I mean, packed every week. This specific date corresponds to a legendary televised event from the Sportatorium. It was broadcast as episode 20 of their syndicated TV show. The televised card for this night was incredibly stacked, and it showcased the classic good versus evil booking that made World Class so famous. The main event, we're going to have a marquee match between Kevin Von Erich and the Great Kabuki. Al Madril versus Armand Hussein. We have tag team action. King Kong Bundy with hair, tagging with Bugsy McGraw, who took on the team of Tom Boogaloo Shaft and Ken Mantell, who used to be the booker there. The Spoiler versus Frank Dusek. This is the legendary Spoiler, Don Jardine. And a handicap match of the Texas heavyweight champion Wild Bill Irwin is going to be taking on Richard Blood and Mike Bond in a 2-on-1 handicap match. And that's what we're going to have today. I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully you are too. Scotty, you ready to watch this thing?
Absolutely. I do know for a fact that Boogaloo Shaft could not be a name in public these days. You would get canceled.
Boogaloo Shaft would get us canceled. What about the first match? We've got that handicap match, and I noticed it said Richard Blood on the card, and you can imagine what my first thought was for that.
Mine too.
What was your first thought?
Rick Rude.
Rick Rude, right? No. And it is not. Unfortunately, we get there, and that is not Rick Rude.
No, that's like the third of the size of Rick Rude is what that was.
Dude, and I kind of saw the belly, and I thought, dude, Rick had such a packed ab set. Mm-hmm. He was so proud of that. I think he had a full case. He didn't have just a six-pack. He had a full case down there.
Yeah, he had every muscle you could.
He had muscles where he shouldn't have muscles, right?
But that is true.
All right, here we go. Let's run it up here.
World-class championship wrestling from the world-famous Sportatorium. Good evening, everyone. I'm Mark Lawrence. We're glad you've joined us for another
Check out that 1980s Mark Lawrence haircut.
exciting and spectacular
Bro, that's Lurch.
world-class, the best wrestling you'll see anywhere. Here's how your card looks tonight. You'll be seeing Al Madrill versus Armand
That's
Hussein.
one heck of a month.
A big match that we've all been waiting for. Kevin Von Erich versus the Great Kabuki with Fritz Von Erich and Gary Hart in the picture. You'll be seeing a big
Gary
tag
Hart's
team
around.
match. Bugsy McGraw and King Kong
Yeah,
Bundy.
I was kind of hoping to see a lot more Gary Hart on the show than what we did.
Oh, you will.
We'll be back to get it all started right after this. Here we are at the Sportatorium, ready to get things
Now, I'll
started.
tell you what, that guy right
Frank
there, that's
Disick here,
Frank
the
Disick.
captain,
Let's
is
hear
ready
what
to
he's
get
got to
things started
say, and then
against
we'll
the
talk
spoiler.
about it.
I know a very tough opponent for you here.
There's no doubt. You know, the Spoiler's a very world-class athlete, but I happen to be one myself. Now, the Spoiler is not the question. The question is one Wild Bill Irwin. Wild Bill Irwin, somewhere, someplace, I'm going to find you, son. I made you. When I found you, you were starving to death, a little red-headed stepchild. Well, the time's going to come. I'm going to take your Texas Heavyweight Championship, Irwin, and I'm going to take your soul.
You're going to take your soul, bro.
Wow. I don't want just your title. I want the whole thing, bro.
All right, so here we go. Now, listen to Joe Ranelli. I can't stand to hear this guy announce. Listen.
Good evening, sports fans. Welcome to world-class wrestling
Yes.
right here at the Sportatorium.
Sportatorium.
World-famous Sportatorium
That cannot be
in
his
Dallas,
real
Texas.
voice.
That's his
All
real
matches
voice, bro.
tonight are sanctioned by the National
That's
Wrestling
Joe Ranelli.
Alliance. The opening
That's
event,
crazy.
one fall, 10-minute
Listen to what he
time
says.
limit. On my left, from Charlotte, North Carolina, 240 pounds, Captain Frank Disick.
Nothing Frank Disick. Anyway, I hate the guy. So, not a Joe Ranelli fan. All right, so set it up. We got Frank Disick versus the Spoiler. The Spoiler is Don Jardine. And Frank Disick, remember him because he's going to come up later on in our Arc of an Angle, Eric Embry and the Akbar feud. He comes on as an authority figure, like a matchmaker. So obviously, he was a legendary wrestler in Texas at this time, and he's going to be working the Spoiler. What do you know about the Spoiler?
Not much personally. I mean, I did look up a little bit on him last night. That at this point he was 27 years in the business.
Yeah, he's been around a while. Him and Gary Hart. I think Gary Hart's booking right here, and I think Gary brought him in.
Yeah. And I'll give him credit. I understand why he's wearing the mask. I mean, after 27 years, he's walking kind of slow. I'm sure if you seen his face, it would make him look like a really old man. But he's still in really good shape for doing this for almost 30 years. So, I mean,
Well, and you got to realize, too, I mean, this is 1982. So wrestling is still a lot of catch-can in there. There's a lot of holds. It's a lot of strategy. And there you go. Look at that little flip right there.
I tell you what, Frank Disick caught my attention with that little promo he cut at the beginning. That was good.
Yeah, it's not like they're it's not like they're fishing for what to say or they've been scripted and they're trying to figure it out. They just go up there and talk. Now, what you see right behind the Spoiler right there, that's the door that they had open that goes out to the parking lot. That's where Section D was. They were shooting right behind there, and that's where we all used to sit. That was kind of the heel area. Of course, really? I didn't know that. I mean, shit, I just went where they gave me a ticket, and that's where I wanted to sit every week. And they had a deal where you could buy your ticket for next week as you were leaving. So that was pretty cool. You could get the same seat.
Well, that's cool. I've heard that the Sportatorium was shaped like a bowl, so there was
yeah. So it was a barn. It was one big barn, right? You had the Sportatorium, and then you had. Inside, it was kind of dug out down into the ground. So it was kind of a bowl, but it was just a nasty, disgusting place. I mean, it wasn't clean. It didn't have air conditioning or heat. If you see during promos, you'll see their hair blow. And what you're seeing is what are called swamp coolers. They have these fans up there that are evaporative cooling, and it still couldn't cool that place down with all those lights.
All them people in the 80s and that Texas heat, it stunk. Well, you were there, so you
I wasn't here in May of 82, but I can promise you May of 82 was just like May of 88 and May of 89. It was fucking hot. There was Spoiler right there doing that walk up on the ropes. And he was real good at that swing and a miss by Disick.
Yeah, I like the way Disick's selling and working this one.
Well, it's just old school work, and I think this is what this is what wrestling is missing. And I mean, a lot of times you hear Jim Cornette say, well, it's wrestling the way you liked it, the way it used to be, whatever the case may be. And that's true.
Yeah, sometimes simple is better.
You can see where they take a shot here. You're going to see up on a pole, if they get that other camera shot, you're going to see a clock back there on a pole. And that clock that you see, it's on that pole back there. You can sometimes see it. That is a Pearl beer clock. And that clock is actually sitting in, I think, Johnny Mantell's house.
Oh, wow.
But you can always tell when it was pre-84, the end of 84, because that's when they changed clocks. You can look at the clock up there. That's the Pearl beer clock. Then they went with a Bud Light clock. It's right behind his thigh right up there in the background. You can kind of see it. But there'll be plenty of shots of it. This place was full of asbestos, too, by the way. It had asbestos siding.
Yeah.
And it was just a tin building. Here we go. Look at this. Old school heat. Bronco Lubitsch, the referee, still only going down to one knee.
I know. I can't believe he got down that far, to be honest.
Bro, he was 182 right here. Look at him.
the Billy Graham finish didn't go over as well as he thought it was
Social security number is 3. They didn't even have history when he was in school. Hell, he was Methuselah's younger brother.
And then just that. Yeah.
There we go. Look at that crowd. And I'm going to tell you what, this crowd is hot. This crowd's hot for a prelim match. Argue with the referee. They took the win back from Dusick because, spoiler.
He had his foot underneath the rope.
Convinced him that the foot was on the ropes.
Yeah. So he argued with the ref and lost to a rolling elbow drop.
Yep. That's it.
Yeah. I like this.
He's playing it.
The way he's acting at the end of it. This is how you get the crowd riled up as a heel. Lose, you still keep your heat.
Stephen P. News.
Absolutely.
Bugsy McGraw and King Kong Bundy versus Ken Mantell, and Tom Boogaloo Shaft. Look at Bundy. Bundy, you fat piece of shit. You're going to just dumb yourself right out of position. You're talking about Ernie Ladd, right? When Cornette said, Bundy, you fat piece of shit. You're going to dumb yourself right out of position.
Oh.
All right, here we go. Bugsy McGraw. You don't hear much about Bugsy. Nobody talks about Bugsy too much. You know he's crazier than the shithouse rat.
Right. Now, I remember Bugsy McGraw when he was in the NWA just being a goofball with Jimmy Valiant.
Right.
So which is a little different than what he's doing right here because he doesn't act, completely, I don't know. It seems different now than it did when I remember seeing him.
Look at Ken Mantell. He just looks like a goof.
Yeah. Bundy looks like he should be doing somebody's taxes or driving.
All right, now here you go. This guy right here, that's Armand Hussein.
Yes.
And just 1 week prior to this event, Gary Hart and Armand Hussein officially announced the formation of a new heel stable called H&H Limited. And their goal was to recruit monsters and rule the Texas territory, acting as a thorn in the Von Erich side.
Wow.
Here you go.
Organizations in the world producing the championship this evening for the fans and the children.
Thank you.
That was the meat.
Armand Hussein, that guy never broke character. His name was Michael Barber. He was born in 1937. He died around 2007, something like that. And he never broke character. He was always Armand Hussein from the Sudan.
Jeez. So what's the purpose in the two referees? Because now you're just taking up more room in the ring.
So I have no idea why this was done, but you've got David Manning and Bronco Lubitsch. And I don't know if it had to do with the fact that it was Hyatt or it was Hart and Hussein Limited, and they brought in another referee. I have no idea why this is. All he said at the beginning was, it's a 2-referee match.
Yeah, I thought that was very odd. It's something you usually don't see, like ever.
Bugsy's a big dude. Look how big he is.
He is a beefy man.
Tom Boogaloo Shaft.
So was he just around the Texas area, Boogaloo Shaft?
He was at the end of his career right here.
Yeah.
He was down in Alabama some. He was in Mississippi. He was around. Definitely a veteran at this time.
He just stayed in the southern area.
Yeah.
As Shaft quickly moves back to his feet against Bugsy McGraw.
Bundy, you fat piece of shit. Look at him back there. There we go. All right, here comes Bundy. Got his hair.
Oh, yeah. You get to see how green he really is right now.
Hey, what's the rub on why he lost his hair? Didn't it have to do with, like, they said it was like a Lawler fireball or something got him, and that's how he lost his hair? How'd that go down?
I think you're right about that. To be honest, I have to look that up.
So behind the scenes right now, what's going on in World Class, Scotty, is they're heavily building toward one of the most important events in World Class's history, and that's going to be Fritz Von Erich's retirement match. So Fritz is preparing to step out of the ring for good and focus entirely on running the promotion, and that's going to culminate here less than a month from now on June the 4th at the first ever Texas Stadium show, where Fritz defeated King Kong Bundy and officially passed the torch to his son. That was his retirement match.
Huh.
And
then he came back like 2 years later, wasn't it?
Right. And Bundy's being pushed here as an unstoppable force. I mean, that's where he's going. And I'm sure he's working with Bugsy McGraw just to get the rub, to get a little bit of veteran input in there, because they know they're about to push him in a big angle with Fritz.
Okay.
And this is Ken Mantell, the booker that you hear Gary Hart talk about. This is Ken Mantell.
Yes, right here. Yes, I have. I have heard about it. I've heard stories about him. So what I found out is Bundy lost his hair after a hair versus hair match in 1982 against Kevin Von Erich in San Antonio.
So he's going to lose his hair in this run this year.
Yes. Prior to the loss, Bundy, then known as Big Daddy Bundy, wrestled with a full head of hair. Following the match, his manager Gary Hart suggested he shave his head and eyebrows entirely to create a more menacing, intimidating monster persona. He liked the new look so much he remained completely bald for the rest of his career. So I guess you could say Gary Hart did it for him.
And this is before he goes to Georgia and starts that 5-count bullshit.
Yes. I don't think he's been to Memphis yet either, has he?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, so he's going to go here first, then Memphis, and then
Georgia.
Yeah, and then that's when he goes in 84, 85 is when he ends up in the WWF.
Oh. I'll tell you what, one thing about this territory, this is when they went to having the cameras and mics right at the ring. Yep.
See, I don't understand how that happened. You got two referees in the ring, and the manager's still able to trip the dude. I mean,
yeah, but Manning saw it.
Yeah, which makes it look stupid.
Look at this shit.
I don't understand that finisher either. That's
what is
weird.
this?
I guess let's bump our bellies into him, make him a pancake. Hold on to the top rope.
Look, he's holding on. Bronco's holding on to the top rope. That's a finisher.
Oh, yeah, that's the finish. That's bad.
That's botched, bro. Look at this lady. Okay, so that's the lady. That lady right there. I'm gonna back that up just a minute. That lady there. Yeah, that's lady right here. She's got the Pac-Man shirt.
Uh-huh.
Okay, that same lady was there literally like every week. She was there. I don't know where it was, but anyway, she sat in the same section D area, and she had a whistle, and you can hear her blow it. She constantly blew that fucking whistle.
Yeah. Now, see, I've had a bunch of tag team partners, and I've never said, "Hey, let's at the end of the match, let's beat the crap out of each other because we won."
Yeah, what is this shit?
That's weird.
Well, and I don't know where Gary Hart is. Gary Hart's supposed to be with Bundy.
Yeah,
I don't know where he is. All right, here we go.
The Great Kabuki from Singapore.
There
and his
he
manager
is.
Gary Hart. And Gary,
is that a Darth Vader helmet?
Coming into the area,
it looks like it is a Darth Vader helmet.
Has a lot of similarities with this man on my left.
In all honesty, the Dragon is the closest thing you will ever have a chance to see to the Great
tassels off a
Kabuki, as
curtain.
I've told you before, and I'll tell you again. He is
He's
the
got
greatest
tassels off a
martial arts
curtain on his
fighter
chest.
of all time.
Yep.
There is no equal, no matter what anyone chooses to stand here and tell you, be it a Von Erich, be it a Spoiler, be it a Madrill, be it anyone. You believe your eyes.
They shot this promo before the matches because when you would walk into the Sportatorium, they would have all the lights up here off because it was going to be hotter than shit in there. So they had kind of the house lights on, and you can tell they're just getting in for the night.
Don't believe false prophets, because there have been many in the wrestling business, the same as there has been in every other business. And when you have an opportunity to see the dragon from the island of Macau, you will understand Kabuki a little bit more, because you are going to see a boy that he started to train at 10 years old. And now that young man is 26 years old, and he is the all-Asian heavyweight champion. That is the very same belt that many world's champions of the National Wrestling Alliance have held. But believe me, the sleeper that you know from David Von Erich, the sleeper you know from Mark Lewin, or anyone, you know nothing of the sleeper until you see the sleeper of the dragon from Macau when he applies it with his legs and begins to squeeze you around the neck.
So I guess we got a guy coming in named the Dragon.
Torture. You will know what it is like to deal with the Asian
Didn't that guy
race.
end up being
That's
Buddha,
why I choose
or is that
Asians,
somebody else?
because my mission.
That was Super
is
Black
you,
Ninja that ended up becoming Muda.
Asians
okay.
are cold-blooded
And this
enough
is Kabuki
to
right
do
here.
to you
Yes.
So
what I want, because
I
I
remember-
want
I
you
remember
completely
Kabuki.
out. Do you understand? Totally
As a small
gone.
child, he was
like
creepy.
one big boom.
yeah,
And I'll
I was
have it.
scared death of him.
We'll return after these messages.
Tired of the same boring wrestling podcast? Need something with attitude, chaos, and maybe just a little cussing? That's STSpod.club, and we got it all covered. We've got wrestling weirdness with WTF News Desk, 5-minute time limit, and the Southern fried brain of me, BT, stirring the whole ship. We also have rolling into Memphis every week about the current Memphis wrestling. Interviews, hot takes, and wrestling outrageousness so wild it might get you banned in 12 states. That's right, it's SDSpod.club, or search all podcast catchers for Shooting the Shiznit, where wrestling podcasts grow chest hair. Not sure what that meant. Love my mama.
Step inside the Neutral Corner Lounge, grab a drink, and pull up a chair. You might know the faces, and you definitely know the names, but you don't know the real story. Welcome to Beyond Wrestling, hosted by me, Rob Helt. Every episode, we sit down with some of the biggest and even smallest personalities in the business. But there's a catch. We leave the squared circle at the door. We're not talking about angles, road trips, title runs, anything like that. We're talking about real life. I try to give you the person behind the persona. We dive into their hidden passions, their off-the-clock lives, and what actually makes them tick when the cameras stop rolling and the boots come off. If you want to know who these people are, who they are when they aren't playing a character, this is the only place to be. Subscribe to Beyond Wrestling with Rob today on YouTube or your preferred podcast platform. Find all the great content we provide here at Jackson Media Creations at RetroWrestlingArchive.club. Step into the lounge, grab a drink, we'll save you a seat.
Relive the glory days of Memphis wrestling with the Retro Wrestling Review USWA podcast. Each week, we go back in time to review USWA Championship Wrestling from the 1990s, episode by episode. Join us for watch-alongs, behind-the-scenes stories, and exclusive interviews with people who were there and lived it. Whether you grew up watching it or you're discovering it for the first time, this podcast is your ringside seat to Memphis wrestling history. It's all a part of the WrestleCopia Podcast Network. Listen now at USWApodcast.com.
Yes.
So, dude, Gary Hart cut the fuck out of a promo.
I love a Gary Hart promo. A Gary Hart promo is like an Arn Anderson match. You just have to shut up and listen to it.
Absolutely. All right, here we go. Al Madrill and Armand Hussein from the Sudan.
Again, this is one of those. How can you be?
The crowd is still buzzing after that last match between. Really wasn't a match. It was just total bedlam between Kabuki and Kevin, in which King Kong Bundy interceded.
Very interesting.
There's Armand Hussein, of course, in coots with Gary Hart.
Like he should be with Skandar Akbar.
Republic of Sudan. And here comes his very popular opponent, Al Madrill. As the fans cheer.
So we lost Scotty a little bit, but that's okay. I'm sure his internet will flip right back in and he'll come right back in. So
Armand Hussein was there, and Madrill is already upset. Well, this proves to be another bad situation. Here's Joe Ranelli.
Joe Ranelli.
This event one fall, 10-minute time limit. On my left, from Los Angeles, California, 235 pounds, popular Al Madrill.
Al Madrill. Al Madrill.
The African heavyweight champion from the Sudan and Africa. At 270 pounds, the Honorable Armand Hussein.
Armand Hussein. Armand Hussein.
Well, Armand Hussein
all right.
We there?
Yeah, we're there. So we've got Armand Hussein. There's that lady right there, Pac-Man lady.
The whistle lady.
The whistle lady, yep.
It's a very interesting gear choice for Armand here.
Yeah, Michael Barber was his name. He wants to do his camel walk, which is kind of like when Iron Sheik does his thing or whatever. So,
right.
This guy literally, they say he never broke character though.
Oh wow!
Like he was always Armand Hussein.
Huh. In and out of the ring.
Al Madrill, you know, he was a California worker for a long time. He was down in Southwest. I was never a fan of Al Madrill. How about you?
No, he seemed a little too plain.
He did. He cut a fiery promo.
Oh my God, those punches!
Dude, some of this stuff though, I'm going to tell you, the thing about World Class, dude, was they laid it in. That was a stiff ass territory, man.
It was, except for those first 3 punches we saw.
All right, here we go.
Against Armand Hussein, who took advantage of an opportunity.
So I guess we're just going to go straight to the ass kicking, huh?
Well, see this right here. Just, I guess for 1982, as an 8-year-old kid, I'm probably like, okay, you know, whatever. But as an adult watching this match is David Manning, the referee, a skinny David Manning.
Yeah.
Madrill at this point is already a legend, I think. You know, he's
right.
been around a long time in the Texas area.
He really doesn't have to do much to get the people behind him.
Right.
I mean, this guy's not going to do much. He's just going to punch and kick.
Well, later in like 87, 88, I know Madrill tags with Brian Diaz, and they make one hell of a heel tag team, but it's a long time before we get to that point.
Oh, yeah. Isn't Brian Diaz like a lifelong friend of the Von Erichs?
Yeah, and that's legit. That's a shoot. I mean, he grew up with them and everything else, but, you know, he and I was always a good worker. He was just never going to go past the Mid-South or where he was at. Yeah, neither would he. I mean, I don't think Armand Hussein went on to do anything else, to be honest with you. I mean, I don't know that, but
I don't see why.
This guy's kind of the drizzling shit right now. I mean,
yes, I do have to say he does do the greatest bump you'll ever see here in a minute on the comeback.
I feel like he's trying to be Abdullah the Butcher without being Abdullah.
Like, I can see that.
You know what I mean? Like,
careful by the referee. Now it's time for the comeback.
Like everybody from the Sudan is like vicious and shit. Here we go.
Here it comes.
Oh, look at that.
Right here.
All right, wait a minute. Instant replay. Hold on. Instant replay.
Oh.
Here we go. That's the best thing. Wait, what is that?
and then he air humps the ring.
What the? That was like some Jimmy Valiant bullshit. He gonna do it.
Oh,
again.
it was.
He's got my afro. Okay. I just feel like it's like neither one of these guys can work, but I know that's not true. Like, we're not doing anything. Like, there's zero fucking psychology to this match.
Right. And I mean, there's only so much, the wrestler Al Madrill can do with the manager.
Armand Hussein.
Yeah, without making himself look totally inept. I mean, how long do you have to go before you can beat the manager so you don't look like a total dude?
Dude. He keeps going back to that and back to that and back to that.
It's so bad.
I mean, you made sure. Now, he does have the little points on his boots there. He's got the little toe booty gimmick thing. The iron sheet horn.
Right. You think he would have used that a little more than that little headlock rabbit jump punch?
Absolutely, 100%. So they had painted the floor one night, that gray color right there. They had painted the floor, and it had, I guess, been drying, but wasn't dry enough. And so nobody had really been over there. But then Kevin Von Erich took a bump out there one night. It was a non-televised event. He comes up and he's just got gray paint all over his back and shit.
Oh, my goodness.
Pretty funny. Oh, here comes Madrill firing back up. Come on, baby. Oh, yep. Oh, there we go. Oh. Armand Hussein tagged with Tom Boogaloo Shaft, and then add Rufus R. Jones, and you would have had one hell of a six-man. Fucking, they're going to tag against Jimmy Valiant, Billy Joe Travis, and Brutus the fucking Barber Beefcake. Look at this.
I know. So he whoops his butt the whole time, and he misses one roll.
I'm so not buying that, dude. This is that match where you go, Scotty, all those other matches, they were bullshit. But that one match was really good. This is not that match.
This is not it. This is not it.
I don't understand what we're doing. What the fuck?
This is after the match. Oh, so now we're just going to stop beating each other up? All right, well, it's over. See you later. Let's get out of the ring.
What are we doing here?
He initiated the beating up.
There she is. That's Pac-Man lady, dude.
Oh, my gosh.
Sandy, brother. That's Sandy.
Sandy Pac-Man.
Sandy Pac-Man. I mean, what are we trying to do here? Like, there's no... We're just feeling...
I hope they're not starting an angle because I don't want to see this match ever again.
Dude, that's the problem when you do seasons. You got to sit through the bullshit. What is this?
That is true.
You got to put up... If you want the rainbow, you got to put up with the rain.
That is
Right.
true.
Irwin versus Blood and Bond. So this is going to be Wild Bill Irwin. Right there. In there. And Richard Blood in the black. That is not Rick Rude. And then we've got Mike Bond. And Mike Bond, he was just kind of he was like Mike Reed. He was just kind of a stand-around guy. He was always there in world class. I think he lived there.
Oh, he's the Ken Raper of Texas.
Exactly. That is not the Richard Blood you're thinking of.
No, it is not. And
Mike
Bond. How in the world did Wild Bill Irwin get as far as he did?
You know, I think Wild Bill Irwin was one of those guys that was just dependable, and his matches were dependable, and he would do whatever you asked him to do, and he probably just went out there and he was just, plus, I mean, Scott and him together were really good. Scott was good as Super Destroyer and all that. Wild Bill Irwin went on to do, he was one of the Black Scorpions when they were doing that whole deal with Al Perez and Ric Flair. And Sting. He was just kind of a regional guy, though. He never, of course, he went up as the Goon to WWE, but that was just to bury him.
Yeah.
He could always work, though. This is before he worked in jeans and boots. This is when he was still working in trunks. You'll see in the match tonight with Kevin Von Erich that Kevin against Kabuki, Kevin's wearing boots. He's not barefooted yet. He hadn't done that gimmick yet. You know anything about Richard Blood or Mike Bond or anybody? I don't know anything about these guys.
Yeah, I was kind of with you on. We all thought that was Rick Rude at first until a guy 5'4" showed up.
Right. There's a tag to Mr. Bond.
Took out of it.
Every. Go ahead.
I do have to say, watching this match, Mike Bond looked like the better wrestler out of all three of them.
Bond could work, man. He worked there for years and years and years and years. I mean, he was there a long time. And they're getting paid pretty good. These Sportatorium shows are selling out every week. And this is where they're taping their TV, but they're still charging admission, so they've got the best of both worlds. Anytime you see a Wild Bill Irwin match, they're about the same. Not much flash or excitement. They're about the same. But there you go. Irwin was known for laying it in too. He didn't mind getting down with you. Yeah, he didn't mind healing up with you. He's definitely heel right here. Boom, there it is.
Like a half knee, half kick.
This is just going to be a typical, squash match. Did you ever have an opportunity to work in Dallas, or did you strictly work around the Tennessee area?
By the time I started in South Carolina when I got out of the Marine Corps, around 2000, into 2001, 2002, and then by the time I moved here and everything, it was 2010 before I started. So I never got to the Texas area. I was mainly Arkansas, Tennessee, like Dyersburg, Ripley.
Yeah, because you were living in Paragould, weren't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So yeah. I've done a couple shows in Illinois, the half kneeling thing.
All right, that match is over. All right, so he's beat Mike Bond. Now he's got to beat the other guy. He's got to beat Richard Blood. That's the way we're working this.
If you look up Richard Blood's name,
yeah,
it pulls up Ricky Steamboat.
No, that's true.
Yeah, I know, but that's the only thing that comes up. It doesn't show anything about this guy.
Rick Rude. All right, that was an easy pin there and match done. Winner of the match, Wild Bill Irwin.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of that one.
It was just kind of filler. I mean,
it was what it was.
It was, yeah, exactly right. Look at his knee. Boom.
That's a good jumping knee drop, but
the tremendous knee drop by Wild Bill Irwin.
Absolutely.
All
right, we're gonna get.
Wild Bill Irwin wins the match. I'll be right back. Stay with us for more.
So we're getting ready to introduce the crowd to the Great Kabuki's reign of terror. He came here in 1981, and he and Gary Hart were obviously the ultimate antagonist. This match has Fritz on the outside, Gary Hart on the outside, and I'm going to tell you right now, dude, this match is stiff as shit. Yep. And when you watch the end of this match, folks, I'm telling you right now, when they show the slow-mo replay of that kick, geez Louise. Anyway, we'll watch it. Take a look.
That was pretty gnarly.
Now, Gary Hart and Fritz Von Erich will be on the floor.
I mean, the ongoing war right now between Kabuki and the Von Erich boys, primarily Kevin and Kerry, this is drawing massive ratings and selling out the Sportatorium week after week, so don't change it,
Right.
And you can see there, Kevin's working in boot.
Yeah, that was the first thing I noticed. I thought it was Kerry for a second, and I was like, no, that's too skinny to be Kerry.
This is when Kevin is in great fucking shape, dude.
Yes, absolutely he is.
I mean, he's lean and mean. Oh, look at this.
We're just going to get right down to it.
There's just no stopping it. Look at him, putting everything he has in. That is hatred against Kabuki.
So I had a chance to talk to David Manning probably 10 years ago. And David Manning said that when these two,
He seems like a very nice guy.
Oh, yeah, he's real cool. But I had a chance to talk to him, and I was asking about these two. And he said, dude, this was just a fight. Like, they They couldn't get along. Kevin couldn't understand Kabuki calling spots, and it just turned into whatever. And it was like, all right, I'm going to potato you. I'll give you a receipt. Potato, receipt. Potato, receipt. And apparently that's the way Von Erichs liked it. But, I mean, Kabuki wasn't going to run from that shit.
No, not at all.
Looked like Kabuki went over and tried to kick Fritz Von Erich away. Fritz around, shouting encouragement for his son. You know he's wound up and involved in this. As David Manning tries to...
I've noticed all their big ticket matches, they have so many moving parts in them. It's hard to keep track sometimes of who's what and going where.
Right.
Kabuki's so dangerous. Look at Kevin work on that.
This is right before Kabuki goes to Georgia. And scares the shit out of me. I was scared to death of him. When he came on TV, I went to my bedroom.
That's fair.
Scared me to death, dude. Dusty Rhodes was like, Kabuki man.
Yeah.
Dude, if you look right on the back of Kevin's leg, if you put his head down, Kevin, if you look at the back of his leg right there, he's got a huge bruise, dude.
Yeah.
You can imagine how bad that hurt to make that. Like,
yep.
These guys were always working beat up, man.
Well, when you run face first into a wall for 20 minutes a night, it's kind of hard not getting bumps and bruises all the time. But when you're young and full of energy and you look like that, you think you can do anything you want.
Do you think Kabuki would have showed up at the Jarrett's farm wearing the gimmick with Silo Sam?
Oh, that'd have been hilarious.
On the video.
Oh, my word.
Dude.
Ooh.
What a drop kick, dude.
Ooh, that drop kick was kind of there, wasn't it?
Yeah, he laid it in. I don't know what's going on. Sometimes I guess he kind of got excited. Boom.
Ooh.
He got him.
Yeah.
He got him.
How's that jaw feel, buddy? Oh, that wasn't any better.
Yeah, but there's going to be, I'm going to tell you what, you know it, but
yeah,
there's a receipt coming for something where Kabuki kicks the living piss out of Kevin.
The bedlam, the mayhem here.
We'll see the results of it before we actually see the slow-mo of it, but good Lord.
Even as a kid, I thought the armpit nerve hold was hokey.
I tried to give that to a dude out on the playground because he was picking on me, and it didn't do nothing. I was burying down in that sumbitch. Didn't do a damn thing.
He's just looking at you all weird.
He punched me in the nose.
Yep. Yeah, that camera angle a second ago made Kabuki look like he was bleeding from the face.
Yeah, but he's not. It's just he's doing fine. Kevin is damn sure going to bleed from the face.
Yes, he will.
But he's got those little shoes. Kabuki always had those little gimmick boots where it had the split toe, like his big toe was in one and then the rest of his toes in the other, and his whole little gimmick was weird, dude.
Those karate shoes, yeah.
Yeah, it scared the shit out of me. Is that what those are, karate shoes?
Yeah. Yeah, I had a buddy in school that was in karate, and he had a pair of those. They said it was something to help with, like, climbing.
There you got the cop sitting next to Gary Hart. Make sure Gary Hart's not going anywhere.
Make sure nobody stabs you or he don't stab somebody.
How about that shirt Fritz has on, buddy? That's that Pearl Snap Western shirt.
Oh, that's high quality right there.
Uh-huh. Oof.
Ooh.
That was stiff, but that's still not the one I'm talking about.
No, it's not.
Come on.
Yeah, that shirt looks like it should be in like some Baptist church's bathroom wall. That wood paneling with the deer and stuff on it. Oh no, now it's the double nerve hold.
I may try that on my wife tonight. See how that goes. She's gonna be like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Hope she don't headbutt you in the process.
Right. She always reverses. She can reverse hell out of a figure four. I'm not kidding you. And you know that's the only move that a real figure four reversal hurts like shit.
It does. It absolutely does.
There's a good look at Kabuki's face.
Yep. I put the figure four on a guy one night because he kept telling me it was fake. So I just kind of stuck it on him. He's like, nothing hurts. And so I took my left foot and I put it underneath his hamstring and then locked my knees out. Oh, dude, he was squealing like a kid. Oh.
Yep. All right. Dude, this crowd's hot, bro. They're hot.
Oh, what excitement.
All right, here we go.
Kabuki across. Kevin is back.
Ooh.
I think that was the part that caught him.
Yep.
The fall, baby. Oh,
Kabuki's able to hold it off.
That forearm to the jaw. Yeah, he shouldn't have ran so late to the ropes like that.
that's exactly what caused that. And I think Muda at this, or Kabuki at this point was a little pissed off, and that's where that kick comes in. Man,
Yeah, that's fair because there's no sense in that.
if you can't get him in the head, always get him in the stomach. I remember one night he had Gino Hernandez locked up in '85 for like 10 minutes like that. And I'm like, well, fuck, didn't you would think he's Von Erich. He could just go through the stomach, into the pancreas, rip out whatever he wants, you know.
And be done. And that's a bad camera angle because it does not look like his stomach.
Nope.
I get the green mist as Kabuki's gimmick, but I'd be so mad if he kept touching me and that green stuff was splitting across my skin.
And it's everywhere. It's everywhere in them on them right now. And all that is, I guess, food coloring and water. But have you ever looked at Buki's hands too? His hands are always, his fingers are like deformed.
Gnarled up, like an NFL football player. Yeah.
Oh. That hurt. Whatever he did, he's not selling. He opened him up.
Ooh.
Kicks and pounds away. And Kevin is back. Look out. The rollover drop.
Left claw again. Man, they used to be able to make you bleed with that claw. The claw. I don't know why Gary Hart's not in the Hall of Fame.
He should be. Absolutely.
He's fucking A.
Ooh.
Kabuki was ready.
All right.
I think it's about to come up.
Yeah. Boom, there it is. Oh, my God.
Oh, his head rattled.
Dude, you're going to get it in slow motion, but for everybody watching, I'm just going to go back to that one time. Watch this, dude.
And I'm sure Kevin can't breathe now. Back to his feet.
Oh, man.
Dude, he rattled his shit. And now I think he's leaning down. Sorry, boss. Sorry.
And don't sell Kabuki or Kevin short at any time.
Look at Kevin's face.
And there is underneath his eye.
Yep.
Kabuki pulling away on the sensitive eyelids and eyebrows and the nose area of Kevin Von Erich's face. Fritz Von Erich is on his feet.
Well, then women are ready for war. Beating up on their precious Kevin
Dallas
Von Erich.
to fight you.
Now his nose is bleeding.
Yep. Oh, nose, everything. Boom, that was on.
That's a good drop kick. Kevin can throw one hell of a drop kick.
Oh, absolutely.
The rollover drop. And Kabuki's head is smashed off that ring floor.
Kabuki's like, shit, I need to cover my head up.
No kidding. Well, I've heard there's a story. The reason why Kevin started going shoeless in the ring was because he kept forgetting his boots for the matches.
You know, that doesn't surprise me a bit. Uh-oh, look out. Uh-oh.
Poor David Manning trying to regain order somehow.
Fritz was telling him, sit your ass down, you son of a bitch. You're taking away from my boy. Oh, here we go.
And Kevin just starts attacking Gary Hart.
And Gary Hart is angry. While Fritz and Hart are on the floor, it's Kabuki and Kevin.
More nerve holds.
What is going to happen here?
Come on.
Look at Fritz work on Gary Hart.
And there they go.
Uh-oh, Fritz fell. Oh, shit, Gary's going to fall.
Oh, Gary fell too. Wow.
Like a couple of senior citizens out there. Kevin's lip is busted open too.
Oh, man.
So this has been pretty stiff. This match has been stiff.
Kevin's going to know he was in the middle of a fight. I'll tell you that much.
He's got Hart to the tie. He's choking him, and they're throwing back in his chair. The fans love it. And look at Kevin Von Erich with a tremendous strength in his arms. Wrap Kabuki up like a python snake.
Ooh.
And Fritz still has a hold of Gary Hart.
Oh.
Oh, what a match.
I mean, those aren't Ronnie Garvin stiff, but they're pretty stiff. There's Bundy.
Yeah, here's Bundy.
Kong Bundy. Bundy has come out of nowhere. Kevin has Kabuki in the ring. But
So many moving
Yep.
parts.
He's putting the boot to Fritz. That's going to end this match.
See, that makes no sense. If that's going to end the match, how come it didn't end the match when he started beating up on Gary Hart?
Ring the bell.
Yeah, no kidding.
And Kabuki's back in. There's the bell. Officially, this match is over. But as you can see, there's lots more to come.
Hear them girls scream.
Kabuki and King Kong Bundy.
Come on, Fritz. Save the day.
Tad's going to clear house.
Fritz against King Kong.
Get out of here, you Bundy, you fat piece of shit. Bundy, you fat piece of shit.
We'll go this far, at least tonight anyway.
We'll bring
You
you
go
in.
dumb yourself out of
Put you
position.
over. What do? You dumb yourself out of position.
What do you do?
Here's the decision.
Bundy,
Outside
fat piece of shit.
Man.
Both men have been disqualified.
I bet you he never
There will be no
got to
winner.
live that
Both
down
men
either.
disqualified.
Probably
As
not.
King Kong Bundy came out
All right,
of nowhere,
now we're going to go to
fans
this
are not pleased with
promo.
that decision.
And
The
you can
promo
see-
was strange. I don't understand it.
Well, complete bedlam broke out here at the
They
Sportatorium.
just want to talk to him after he got his ass kicked, I guess. I
Right,
don't know.
right. But some of the stuff that Fritz says is like, man, come on, this is totally cheesy as all get out.
It is.
Only to have come back and turn on him for the dollar. Comes in
He's checking
and
his
works
face.
against Fritz and
Damn,
Kevin tonight.
he really stiffed
On
the shit out of you in there, didn't he, boy?
behalf
Let me ask you a question, Gov. What happened, Gov?
of the word with these two.
Was it Bundy? Was it that dumb piece of shit? That fat piece of shit? Did he do this to you? Oh, here we go.
Fritz Von Erich. Words just will not describe the situation that just
been
occurred
in a
that has
fight.
been happening in the past.
Words will describe it, only action. The boy's got a broken nose.
Hey,
About a dozen sutures
that's-
in his lip.
A
Just
dozen
one more
sutures.
that goes on Kabuki's little
it doesn't hurt a bit.
invoice. I'll be there.
When you're right, you win every time. This doesn't hurt a bit. There's plenty more where that came from, Kabuki. There you see.
He didn't leave me much, but he left me some.
There you see.
He
Fritz
left me
Von
some
Erich and
ass to
Kabuki
kick.
saying
What-
they
what
will
is-
be back.
is that
A
what that meant?
spectacular
Yeah.
situation.
Okay.
And we'll be back for more
Okay,
when
I
we
heard that
continue.
at first. I'm like, did he say he left me my son?
Here we go.
or
Watch
his
this
son?
in slow mo. Kaboom!
That's a concussion, man. That's-
I understand that wrestling is a work. I get it.
Well, what an exciting and entertaining evening it has been here at the Sportatorium, and we hope you've enjoyed it right in the comfort of your own home, as world-class wrestling has once again brought you another exciting evening of the world's best professional wrestling. And, of course, we'll be back at this same time next week. We hope to have you with us, and until then, I'm Mark Lawrence. Have a good week.
Stephen P. New.
so would.
New, Stephen P. New, Stephen P. Okay, go ahead. What? So,
Oh man.
what? So here's the deal. That was a pretty stiff match there with Kabuki and Kevin. That's one of those things when somebody's like, "Yeah, they don't get hurt in there. They don't blah blah blah." Okay, you take that kick to the back here from a back heel to your face by Kabuki. So next week we are going to be reviewing the next show that's going to come up. So 7 days from the 8th, I think it was the 15th show.
No.
What do you think, man? What do you think about where we are so far, where we're starting? This is well before Von Erich's Freebirds. This is kind of just getting established.
Yeah. I think it's gonna be something. It's gonna be interesting. I mean, you see automatically that the two stars right now is going to be Kevin and Kabuki.
Right now, yeah.
Right now, because isn't the Freebirds coming in soon?
Freebirds are going to come in end of 82. They're going to come in Christmas of 82 because that's
Okay.
when. So right now we're in May of 82. We're going to get ready for that Thanksgiving Star Wars and that Christmas Spectacular at Reunion Arena, and that's where it's going to be Flair, Carey with Michael Hayes as the referee. Remember, the Freebirds came into World Class. You may not know this, but the Freebirds came into World Class babyface tag team. There were not three of them. They didn't bring in Buddy right off the bat, and they came in as baby faces, Scotty.
Right. It was just
they were friends with the Von Erichs. We're all buddies. And then the turn happened, and that's when the cage door
in his face.
Cage door got slammed. We're going to go through every bit of that. We're going to go through the week to week that it happens here. We've got so much to go. We've got Iceman King Parsons to come in. Chris Adams is going to come in. A lot of different people. David Von Erich's going to be working some here. So we're going to be able to really get what a lot of people may not have seen over the years. I know I have not gone back and watched any of this other than what you and I are going to watch week to week. And I'm so glad that we were able to get this show. I know that, we've done a couple things together. And then Gene was like, hey, aren't you going? They're kicking me out of Memphis and they're sending me on my way. And I'm going to Dallas. So I got kicked out of the Memphis territory, lost the Loser League Town match. I am allowed to do Power Pro. But they're going to send me over to Dallas and we're going to cover the World Class. And I needed a tag team partner. And you were definitely the guy because you watched a lot of this stuff. Were you in the tape trading game?
No, I was a little poor kid that just got to watch wrestling on TV. And funny little side note to that. I lived with my mom and my grandma. My mom would allow me to watch wrestling, but they couldn't hear it. So I would have to go to my grandmother's back bedroom and I have to turn the volume down low enough where they couldn't hear it, but high enough where I could hear a little bit of it. If they heard one note of it, it got shut off. So there was a lot of wrestling that I got to watch that was just like silent movies. So
you're making your own commentary track, right?
Yes. So now that I'm a little older, I get to actually hear the context of what's going on in the show, and it puts a little different spin on it. So it's kind of fun to. It's kind of fun to do that.
For me, it's like I didn't have a whole. I mean, I have watched this entire run of World Class probably 5 times in my life, but of course, 82. I'm living in Arkansas and I'm watching NWA Tri-State. I don't even know at this time what World Class is. But if I were 8 years old watching that, I would have been so hooked on this. And even the Harman Hussein match would not have been gimmicky to me. It would have been like, and he went in there and whipped Hussein's ass and Al Madril and blah, blah, blah. But let me tell you, Al Madril he certainly left a lot to be desired, man. I mean, earlier in his career, he may have been good. I'm not taking anything away from him. But I remember when he partnered up with Brian Adias and they had their little run there around 85, 86, 87 area. But yeah, I think this was a good show. We got to see Tom Boogaloo Shaft. Cornette has mentioned him 100 times on his podcast, and I don't know that people have ever really gotten to see him. So we got to see Tom Shaft. We got to see Richard Blood. That was not Ricky Steamboat or Rick Rude. It was some dude off the street. And we got to see Big Daddy Bundy, you fat piece of shit. And he was dumbing himself right out of position.
Yeah. If you look at the people that are on this show, particularly knowing what's coming down the line and who's coming in and what they're going to work with, this kind of seems like they were just putting together what you would call a George South show. Because, I mean, you got the manager guy in match number 2 doing all that kind of hoopla, and then they do a promo and he comes back out and he wrestles in match 3.
Do you know what I love the most about doing these podcasts is the shit I learned. For instance, you just said a George South match or a George South card, right? Mm-hmm. What the fuck is a George South card?
Where you would have like maybe 5, 6 people on the card. And so you'd come guy 1 and guy 2 would do a match, and then they would go back and change it to a mask, and they'd come back out and wrestle. The guy 3 would wrestle 2 and 4 would wrestle 1. And then they'd come back and have a big tag match, and they'd have like a battle royal at the end or something.
They did that here in World Class. It was they would do it on Saturday, or they would do it on Monday nights in Fort Worth for the KTVT late Saturday night show, where they would have Al Madril versus Scotty Wince, Brian Adias versus Rob Helt, then Brian Adias and Scotty Wince versus Al Madril and Rob Helt as a captain's match or some bullshit.
Right. And then you would go back and put a mask on. I'd go put a mask on. We wrestle the other 2 guys again. But Yeah, it's one of those. It's kind of one of those ways to get a full show without having to pay out a full crew. Just have a bag of masks and just go at it.
I was one of the interns. Can't everybody say that? Like, can't everybody say I was one of the interns and you can't prove shit?
Hey, technically, I know a couple people that could back me up on this one. In South Carolina, I was Dr. X for a little bit.
Dick, who was that played Dr. X? Was that Dick Beyer? No. Who was it that played Dr. X? I don't remember. It may have been Dick Beyer. I know he was the Destroyer too. But
yeah.
Anyway, yeah, man. I think it's good, man. We're right on time. Good show. Are you I'm gonna steal my brother on the Power Pro show that we're doing. My brother BT, he always has a little deal at the end where on the USWA show, we do like 5 questions on the Power Pro show. I don't want to do that because I can't keep them all straight. But
you're right.
What is that?
It's Dick Beyer.
It's Dick Beyer. Okay. All right. Thanks for the research there. You're the Jamie to my Joe Rogan. Thank you so much. But I'm going to steal from BT. BT says, are you buying a ticket to go see this shit live at the Sportatorium next Friday night? Are you going to buy a ticket? Yes or no?
As a kid, yes. If I have the money, absolutely.
I'm going. I don't have the money, but my mom and dad will drop me off and I can save my lunch money every day. They used to give me $2 a day. So if I saved my lunch money and got a 30-cent milk, then that would leave me $1.70. $1.70 for 5 days would give me right around $7.50. It was $5 for my ticket because I was a student. I was a youth under 16. So it was $5 for my ticket, and it was $1.50 for a big basket of fries out of that nasty ass vat of grease
with the rat guts
in the snack bar. And then you could get after, if you waited till after intermission and like during the main event, if the main event was shit, you could go back there and they give you corny dogs for $0.25, dude.
Oh, cool.
And I love me some corny dogs. So yeah, it was great. I hate them now, but anyway, this is what we're doing, guys. This is where we're having it. Listen, this is our pilot show. We don't know where we're going with this thing, but we're going to try. We're going to get it to all of the, as BT calls them, all of your podcast catcher platforms, wherever the pod catchers are. We're also going to have this thing. YouTube has become quite the see you next Tuesday because they are
big time.
Yeah, I mean, any of this world-class stuff, of course it's owned by WWE. I get it. They bought the library. But they're counter-striking this thing like crazy. And so we're going to wind up, instead of being on YouTube, we might have some stuff on Facebook. We're going to promote it on Facebook and all that. But I think we're going to be on Rumble for a little while because Rumble seems like the place to be, and they're not hitting us with a bunch of copyright strikes.
Right.
So,
well, let's get ready to rumble then.
You got anything you want to plug, Scotty, other than your big muscles and all that good stuff?
Well, I mean, if you need any other type of wrestling content, you have P3 Radio. We have Retro Wrestling USWA podcast, which is in 1991 right now. We have the Retro Wrestling Review Power Pro show, which is in 1998 right now. There's Ray Russell shows. You got Give Me Back My Pro Wrestling. I mean, Jimmy Street, Mr. Street. Sir. Yes, sir. This platform that we have right here, you can get every ounce of wrestling that you could ever think of, and probably then some. You just got to go to it and look.
Yeah, and then we got BT. He's over at stspod.club. I've actually been to the studios in Jonesboro, Arkansas, and I enjoyed my time over there fellowshipping with my friend BT. But he's got a whole studio set up, stspod.club. This guy, he's got everything from the 5-minute time limit, which is how we all met, was 5-minute time limit, which he does every month. And then he's got Shooting the Shiznit. He's got Cassette Wrestling News, which that's some good shit because you can go back and listen to these shoot cassettes that they were doing back in the day, back in like early 90s. And Brian got all these. Trammell, he got all of them. And he digitized them to audio, and now you can go listen to them. Listen to him on his channel for free. He's got some stuff up at Patreon. We may be on Patreon for a while. I don't know what we're doing. We never know till we ask the big man in charge, and we've got to go to sunny, beautiful Gadsden, Alabama to do that. But we don't know what's happening. We know it's a pilot. We had fun doing it. My name is Rob Helt. That is my tag team partner. We are the 17-time some kind of champions. I don't know where we held belts, but we held them for 17 times. We are twin brothers of different mothers. We went to different schools. We went to the same school together. He went to Penn State. I went to State Penn. And here we are doing this thing for World Class. Mm-hmm. So I'm Rob Helt on behalf of Jackson Media Creations and the Retro Wrestling Review Network. My name is Rob Helt. We'll see you next time. Coming up on Live from the Archive, Arc of an Angle, we're starting this week, Eric Embry versus Skandar Akbar and his arm in the battle for control of World Class. Look, here's the overview of what's going on and why you need to come watch this thing. When Jerry Jarrett bought a financially gutted WCW from the Von Erichs in October of 1988, he installed Eric Embry as the booker, right in this building that you see behind me. Matter of fact, right in one of these rings. Embry was living in the Sportatorium at the time and booked himself as the babyface and the heart of the territory. And he did that to go against General Skandar Akbar's Devastation Incorporated stable. You're going to see Cactus Jack Manson, Gary Young, Iceman Parsons, Buddy Roberts, the Super Black Ninja, who went on to be the Great Muta, the Samoan SWAT team, P.Y. Chuhai, Taurus Bulba, and others involved in this. There were contract swerves, baseball bat attacks, loser leave town matches all over the place. Percy Pringle does a write-in campaign. You all know Percy as Paul Bearer. And on August 4th, 1989, we have the payoff. This thing started in October and worked its way all the way to August of 1989. October, I believe it was 15th, 1988 to August 4th of 1989. I was lucky enough to be in the crowd for a lot of these Friday nights. We're going to break it down for you on the Arc of an Angle. Come check it out. This is how Eric Embry booked the USWA versus World Class.